The specs were found to be nickel and chromium particles. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
The call just came in over the police radio. Yeah, right here. It's just me and my producer, Glenn, and a camera. Buckle up. We don't know where in the mall the shots were fired. We don't know what's going on. It looks like a security guard. I'm going to see what he knows. Turns out he wasn't a security guard. He was just a guy in a blue suit. We still have zero information. Where do we go next? I have no idea. My gut says that way. Come on. I see an ambulance. Confirmed ambulance site. You'll see the space by the curb where an ambulance was parked just moments ago.
You have any idea where the shooter is?
I was being stonewalled by police, but I couldn't let that stop me. I spoke to a woman who said that she saw a man being escorted through the mall by police. Could this be the shooter? According to the description, he was a male, aged somewhere between 20 and 60. He's either Caucasian or part Latino or something like that. He was wearing some kind of a jacket. I wrote something else here, but it got smudged. However, that information later turned out to be false. The shooter, if there is one, remains at large. Needless to say, our thoughts are with the victims here today, if there are any, which...
Okay, we got you?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Today, let us make them remember. We are not afraid!
Unafeared. You know, I like talking to people that just aren't afraid. You know, we may not agree on everything. We may have different lifestyles. We may focus on different things. I may or may not want them, come and staying at my home, or I do want them to go into business with, or I don't, or that's not the point. In a society, in a culture, on a planet that just respects each other's individuality and they get to do whatever the heck they want as long as they're not bothering me, I don't care. You know, so what are you? I'm a Leave Me Alonist. You know, another Leave Me Alonist, Lisa Hawk. I want to, from someone that came from, the awareness of it's just not what those that won't leave us alone, are saying it is, whatever it is. I'll give you an example. There are those that just want to be left alone, and there are those that just won't leave them alone. Which one are you? Well, Lisa's a Leave Me Alonist. Okay, cool. But as she's traveling around and had, a little bit of years, of course, she looks young. She eats well and does yoga and kind of, a good example to all female specimens around the planet. So that's good. But, what I want to know is from her traveling, she just recently went to England. She's from Australia. She lives in Mexico. As she travels on, Goodwill. But as she travels, I'm wondering what the perspective or the perception is of America. Americans, American government. Are they the same? Are they different? Give us kind of your impression on America, because I talk to people around the world, and it's amazing how influenced they are by American television. And with satellite communications and so on, and English being a second language to everybody, it's a lot of American entertainment, infotainment or propaganda is probably a better word. So I'm wondering, monologue me on your view of America and its culture, would you please?
Yeah, sure. When I was, before I came to America, I thought Americans were shallow, dumb, just cheap, ugly, like bombing bullies. And I went to America and I found Americans are cool, passionate, directed, progressive thinkers, and they're really amazing people, but that never got exhibited to me in my childhood of American television. I grew up on the Brady Bunch and Katie Couric and Bryant Gumbel. That's the sort of shit I had from America, so I thought Americans are weird robots. And when I went to America, I was like, these people cool, they've got a spirit of mutiny, they have an awareness that their own government is appalling and that they're the bullies of the world, and they're extremely embarrassed about it, most of them. So I like Americans. I like all people if they're awake. I even like asleep people because they show me fear, they show me all sorts of things that I've still got to learn myself. And I am nothing, Ernest. I'm no example to anyone. I don't eat well all the time. That's why I'm a yoga teacher, because I teach what I most need to learn. I smoke, I drink, I do stupid things all the time. I'm not an example to anyone. I really want to stress that. But I don't want to be. I just want to be a part of the universe, being its whole self, whatever that is, because I don't think the wholeness of it can possibly be bad. I don't want to live 30% of it and go, the other percent I'll just put in the cupboard because most people don't like that. I want to pull out that other 70% because that helps other people pull out their whole self, and oh my God, then they become people like you. And when people like you talk to people like me, a lot of the full nature of humans is available to humans because we are living a large part of ourselves because we're not living in fear. I have many friends who say to me, they're scared of me, they block my posts on their Facebook walls, they don't want to be associated with me, but secretly they pull me aside and they go, I love that you teach my kids not to believe in any authority, and I love the way you speak your mind, even though you sound crazy, and even though I don't believe in a lot of what you say, I love that you say it. And I know that that's how I came to learn. I had teachers 20 years ago who told me things when I was a young natural medicine student because they were switched on and they weren't controlled by the system. And I thought they were insane. I thought, well, it's nice the stuff you taught me about, cells and atoms, but it's ridiculous that you suggest that the World Health Organization was involved in the start of AIDS by the smallpox vaccine. I'd say, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're a nut. And then 10 or 15 or 20 years later, it would come out in the mainstream media what these people had told me. They told me fluoride is a waste product of the aluminium industry and they sell it to the government so that they can keep us all, depressed and down. And I was like, that is the most ridiculous conspiracy theory I've heard. And now, of course, we've come to find out that it's true. So I don't know.
So a lot of these conspiracy, when they have a fear of what you might have to say, I'm defriending Elisa because, damn, they got the eye of Sauron on me now. So I'm going, what is it that you're passionate about? You're always looking for, I don't know, just a conspiracy, or is there some theme?
No, I'm a Sagittarian and I'm passionate about truth. I think a lot of people are passionate about truth, but I understand that truth is what is, and it's something we have to align ourselves with. A lot of people are confused, thinking you can have your own truth, I have fairies at the bottom of my garden, that's the truth. And maybe there are fairies at the bottom of the garden, but I do not believe that whatever we think is truth. I think truth is, and we must align with it. I've never seen fairies at the bottom of my garden, but if you have, then you might have them in your garden, But I do believe truth is something we need to investigate and align ourselves with, and that's a never-ending process, especially in this minefield of progressive thinkers, whether it be anarchy or any of these things we're sort of thinking about, libertarian philosophies. We have to be really aware that there's a lot of misdirection. There's a lot of people pushing us and influencing us for our owners.
Our owners. So who are the owners?
Oh, well, I say that they're the people who receive the upflow of the income tax and
those that won't leave us alone. It's really easy when you think of it that way. There are those that want to be left alone and those that won't leave you alone. It's like, well, who are they? I don't know. Vulcans, Klingons, whatever. I don't care.
I travel, and I'm living in Mexico now, but I could pick up next week and go to Guatemala or Panama or Costa Rica or Spain. It doesn't matter. All I know is that if I'm light on my feet and I have a bag and I go to where I want to go, none of those people own me. The only place people think they own me is in Australia. And even they leave me alone. You know, like, I go in and out of Australia freely. They never hold me up for all of my things that I say about the government being involved in false flag terror events or, you know, things I say about don't pay fines, return to sender all your government contracts. Know the difference between your blood and flesh self, which is a part of the spiritual universe, and your name in capital letters, which is a corporation created by the government upon your birth, so that a paper army of government things can take money off you. They're not taking money off the blood, flesh, God self. They're taking money off your corporate self. And because you think you are the corporate self, you pay it.
Well, that's one thing that we hear a lot here in the United States. Is that also how they treat you in Australia? I mean, is this the same kind of...
Every country with a Rothschild central bank.
All right. There, see, you know, you got conspiracy theorists here in America, and they're just replicated all over the world. All over the world. This is, you wonder when things happen, you know, you'll have an infection. It just spreads really fast around the planet. Now you know why. People like Elisa. We'll be right back.
Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what the readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. freedomsphoenix.com, constantly providing the information, the real news about government policies, and the real relationship we all have with the coercive government, the real condition of the economy, innovations in technology, breakthroughs in energy, health, and computer science. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media. The corporate media, nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but now there's an alternative. freedomsphoenix.com. Constant news updates on the issues that affect your life in the most important ways. With liberty and property under constant attack, freedomsphoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda, and it encourages the participation of its readers. Go to freedomsphoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, phoenix.com. freedomsphoenix.com. The revolution between the ears has already happened.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Shiny badges on your jacket. Shiny badges.
This is Davi Barker from ShinyBadges.com, and I just want to personally apologize for airing a jingle week after week, month after month, that turned out to be such an infectious brainworm. So to make it up to you, I'm offering a free gift. The next time you make a purchase at ShinyBadges.com, write worms in the transaction comments, and I'll send you something weird.
DVD, books, music, instruments, periodicals, computers, software, electronics, photo, cell phones, office products, home and garden, bed and bath, furniture, kitchen, pet supplies, automotive, hardware, apparel, shoes, jewelry, grocery, healthcare, sports and outdoors, toys, games, used, and more. It's a department store at your fingertips. Shop.lrn.fm. Get all your shopping done, get a great deal, and a portion of your purchase goes to benefit the Liberty Radio Network when you shop at Amazon via shop.lrn.fm.
Do you ever say, I could care less, when you really mean the opposite? You mean to say, I couldn't care less. It's a common mistake. You are judged by how you speak, especially if you're looking for work, with so many more applicants than openings now. But even if you're not, avoiding common misstatements will help you make the most of the dozens of conversations and transactions that crowd your daily routine. So whatever you say, don't say whatever as a single-word sentence. It's the most annoying expression in the American English language, according to a recent poll. And avoid cliches like the plague. Just kidding. But seriously, at the end of the day, you'll want to avoid this scenario, sounding like everyone else. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
To be a part of the show, call 602-264-2800. 602-264-2800. And now, Ernest Hancock.
Oh, my music's not playing. What happened? Okay, we'll headbang and rock and roll a little bit, you know. Okay, and we're done. All right, we're talking to Elisa Hawk in Mexico. Where in Mexico are you staying now? Where are you at? Oh, wait. Oh, there it was. I unplugged something. Okay, here we go. I apologize. Elisa, where are you at in Mexico right now? Elisa, can you hear me? Elisa?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Where are you at in Mexico now?
Puerto Escondido.
Which is where?
Just down the Pacific coast, south of Acapulco, about 6 hours.
6 hours? How'd you wind up there? What brought you there?
A bus.
I'm sorry, who?
A bus.
Oh, okay. But I mean, why did you pick there? What prompted that?
Oh, well, I was in America in August last year, and I had this terrible sickness. I think I had some kind of exploding cyst in my ovary or something, and I was in a hospital for like 3 weeks bleeding, and I didn't want to go to the doctor because I don't like doctors, and I don't want to find out really what's going on. And I like to sort of live like it's 500 years ago for some reason. I don't like invasive, I'm just scared of everything hospital. And so I just got this urge to drink coconut water every day, and I thought I'm going to go to Mexico. So I got a really cheap flight down here, and you can live down here for $10 a day, literally quite well. And then I got a job, and then I got more jobs, and then I got yoga classes, and now I've got massage clients, and I'm starting to live well. I've just started a business doing juice retreats here, and our first retreat is the 23rd of this month, but you can book one anytime. Coca Loca Retreats in Puerto Escondido, where we do yoga and massage treatments and juice fasting. So people come for 3 or 5 or 7 days, and they just lay around, sit around doing Facebook and drinking juice and coconuts. And so, being in Mexico, drinking one full coconut a day after 2 or 3 months, I had no more symptoms, no more pain, and as far as I know, I'm healthy now. So I just like to live like that. So Mexico I came to heal myself, and I'm feeling good now.
We have some staff that lives in Ecuador, and they were talking about their life there, and they go, it's 12-hour days, 12-hour nights. The average temperature in the mountains where they're at is, in the mid-70s. They have high-quality food abundant everywhere, good water, and they go, and everybody has the highest average age of the planet. That's one reason why he went there. He had cancer, and he goes, I'm cured, I'm done, and I'm staying. So I'm going, very cool. This is one thing that we really have started to incorporate into our diet a lot lately has been coconut oil, and I'm going, wow, because
I eat it every day. Yes, it's so good for you for so many things.
Well, it's saturated fat. And we keep taking that out of our diet. And I'm going, wow, it has really changed a lot. You know, the bulletproof coffee thing, I start doing that. We even, instead of using lotions and so on, now we use coconut oil. And, you know, massages, coconut oil.
It's great for inside and outside the body. It's a great lube. It's fantastic for just your hair. It's fantastic for your whole body. It's a wonderful, wonderful plant. It's very healing, and it's free, and it's everywhere when you come to a place like this.
Well, that's one thing.
This is nature. This is what we all have access to. We don't need Obamacare. We don't need all that crap. We just need to get back to living.
You know,
I mean, I could still kill myself. I have a strong death urge. I smoke a lot. I have all sorts of parts of me that are really self-hating and self-crushing, and I'm a real contrasting being. And I've come to love that. I don't want to be flatlining all the time in happiness or in sadness or anything. I like to be whole. And sometimes whole means just devastatedly wretched. And sometimes it means so crazily bliss-filled, you know.
Well, what is your plans for the future? As you've had this experience going, you know, from Australia and traveling around the world and going to England and being in Mexico and South America and such, I'm going, is there a goal?
I don't have plans. I just gave myself over to the universe of synchronicity, and I wanted to get to a place where I could follow my heart and go when I want to go places and not have alarm clocks, and that's how I'm living now, and that's all I want to keep doing. But I would love to make a family, make a place for a baby that like children could come into and be grounded. And I want a nice relationship, but I'm happy as I am. So if I die and I'm the only person I had a major relationship with, that's okay too, because I understand there's other lifetimes for my spirit. I'll have babies again, and I've had them before, and I don't know. I love my friend's puppy right now, but I'm not after anything. I want for me what nature, what God, what love wants for me. I really am kind of desireless. I worry myself. I don't even care if I live or die. All I want to do is change what I can see in this world, which is ridiculous, which is that we are all being monitored by hall monitors.
And so is that your advocacy in your life and what came to the attention of the people, you know, in Berwick and so on, is because you're just advocating for the life that they're saying that they're looking forward to being able to live, or at least have the permission or the ability to live?
I'm living it. And even if I have to ask my parents for money occasionally, I would be doing that if I had a mortgage and a job as a dental hygienist in Australia. You know, I would still need money because we all outspend ourselves. Even governments are in debt. Like, that's just the nature of life. But we all also, whilst I'm here, I want to learn to see if I can become independent. If that means I have to die on some island because I can't get a coconut off a tree, I'm happy to die like that. I really think we really should try and make ourselves independent and in some way just learn to live with our land and with our local communities. Like, if you've got pineapples, I'll get some coconuts and swap you. I want to go back to learning like that. I sort of want to see the fall of civilization from a sunspot explosion or a big earthquake. I don't mind if I'm one of the people who dies, but if I live, I think we're going to have a great time rebuilding life after some big catastrophe, because we won't have the system to be under, and I don't think people would be able to successfully start the system again.
Freedom's Phoenix, the Phoenix from the ashes of liberty.
You know, Bernie, I really think that what is happening is something happening to all of us as one connected being. Our minds are rising out of the smallness that we used to think we are our body. We have one life. You know, it's all about money. Collect up a big pile and prove to everyone else how good you are. And I think we're actually evolving out of that to realize there's much more riches in life.
The evolution out of that. What's that? I don't know, it's dependency. You know, how can you be independent when you're dependent? So first thing is free your mind. Now, Lisa Hawk just kind of represented that, and I just wanted to, you know, kind of share with her, decompress, put a cap on a Narco Poco, and kind of just relax. We'll be right back.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
Did you know that you can listen to LRN.FM 24/7 via our free-to-air satellite channel? From Mexico to Canada, our signal covers nearly all of North America. All you need is a view of the southern sky, an affordable receiver, and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you're a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage map and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm.
Join Daryl W. Perry on Peace, Love, Liberty Radio as he brings you news, views, and opinions while promoting the ideas of peaceful interaction.
Can one really own an idea? And I say no. Let's think about and go through the thought process of why I say that you can't own an idea. There have been lawsuits between Victoria's Secret and the Susan G. Komen Foundation over pink. Not the singer Pink. It's the word and the color that has caused Victoria's Secret and Susan G. Komen to go to court. The Lance Armstrong Foundation and some other entity wound up going to court over the color yellow and the word strong. It's pretty ridiculous when people can start claiming to own colors and the words of colors.
Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. Online at fppradio.com.
Kay Oliver is part of the Twayambe Women's Group in Jinja, Uganda. She gets old clothes, fixes them up, washes them, and then sells them at the Jinja market. She was quite happy with her success at her business, but realized that a sewing machine would really help her make more money to take care of her 2 kids. Free Talk Live helped her get that sewing machine. You can help us help more people by getting your coffee through coffee.freetalklive.com. Make a difference, 1 cup at a time. Get a free pound, try out the subscription, cancel at any time, coffee.freetalklive.com. Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Listen to LRN.FM on any phone, anytime. 213-493-0309. That's 213-493-0309.
Freedom's the answer. What's the question? You're listening to Ernest Hancock.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock. We're just chilling today, traveling around the world and just seeing what's up. You know, I wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity to visit with someone that's gone through the same kind of things a lot of you have, from very different perspectives on the philosophical scale, and we kind of all start to just meander towards if you're looking for the truth, if you're uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies, you get to the point to where you have kind of a perspective on humanity as a whole and its role in the universe of. And it's the non-aggression principle is really a theme that I think is probably the most understood by a lot of people and cultures throughout the world, to where it's just like, I just want to be left alone. I'm willing to leave you alone, be left alone. Let's leave everybody alone unless you're a certain type. And when you create any kind of positions of authority or power, it's like a magnet to these types of people that will use whatever mental gymnastics they have to come up with to justify why they rule you, or they bribe and own the guy that rules you and get what they want. I mean, so this thing, as you travel the world, Elisa, I'm just looking for, is this a common thing? Is it more common in some areas than others? Your experience from television from America kind of gave you a preconceived notion of what we're like. But as time went on and you met with people, are people tribal, Amazonian, someone on the beach living homeless, whatever? Is there some of the same motivations, or are cultures able to change people fundamentally? I mean, as you talk with people and work with people around the world, how common are human beings and their desire to just be peaceful? What do you think?
Well, when you come to Mexico or anywhere between here and Costa Rica or even Colombia, Peru, you realize that the government isn't expected to take care of the people, and most people just do anarchy. They just grow pineapples or bananas, and they swap them, and they go catch fish, and they swap that, and they make some tortillas, and they swap that, and everybody lives like that. And people growing up in this culture realize that they have to just find the things that they want to do to make themselves enough food for that day. And it's just a different way of looking at life. In Australia, you need to go, what can I do that will bring me in $2,500 a week so that I can have a nice apartment and you need a lot of money. But here you just go, what can I? And a lot of people just make jewelry, or they cut hair, or they do massage, or they teach yoga, or they they teach English, or they make food, or they work in a bar, or they become useful, they be a cleaner. I do whatever the hell I need to do to help whoever's in front of me, and if they want to pay me, then that's good too.
Well, what about relationships? Tell me about relationships. You seem a loving person. I mean, are you looking for someone? Have you found someone, or are you?
And I always have some kind of interest by some people. I'm very wary to settle into anything again. My last serious relationship was over 10 years ago. I have some deep love in that time, but I never committed with anyone in the same house again. And I've grown to love my space and my mind expansion. I remember when I used to do a lot of comedy, several times a week, and I had a boyfriend, and then I remember the comedy I would do when I didn't have a boyfriend. And I always just felt like I could do anything when I was single, but when I had a boyfriend, it cut my material down by about 50%, because you just naturally you have to be polite when you have a partner. You have to consider them. You have to, so many things changed about me that I think deep down I would need somebody who really got off on the quirks of me, because I can't and I don't want to suppress myself. Also, I love being available to anyone and everyone when I'm in the moment. I find that really magical, to be able to go anywhere with anyone at any time and not upset anyone else. I don't know, I could easily die and just have had a whole lot of casual encounters, because even my casual encounters are deeply loving and spiritual and beautiful.
Let's talk.
I'd love to get bored with one person every day for 25 years who I could talk with. That would be good.
Well, let's talk about some other living arrangements, like a communal living. Have you ever been in a group home or poly relationship?
What I want in future is to create a group home, which is like a hostel type environment where you have regular people coming in for a few days, but then you have a long-term family group that's there as your workers and the people who commit to the project, so that when your family and the closest people to you annoy you, you can go and have fun with all the travelers who've just arrived. And then when the travelers leave and go on, or, the travelers become annoying, you can go back to your actual family. Because an actual commune where you see the same people every day for months, it's annoying because there's always one person you like less than everyone else. And then you just end up blaming them for all your problems. Whereas when you have a rotation of new people plus your regular friends and family, then it's like you're always distracted and nobody can get you down too much.
I'm wondering if there's...
Yeah,
I wonder if there's I'm sure there is opportunities like this. It's one of the things that we promote on the site. There's all these different apps and opportunities for people to make themselves available to farm, to ranch. That'd be helpers to have, that you give me a room or a place to stay and I'll be your live-in gardener, maid / masseuse or something. And I'm going...
Will you, Ernie? Because I need all of that. And I'm about to buy some land so that I can put some coconuts on it. And in Mexico, you can do that for like $100 a week. And I just want to grow coconuts. And if you'll come down, I can let you be my willing worker. And bring your beautiful wife. I'm sure that we can do something with her.
That is an opportunity. We have, the young family that was on before, and then we have a lot of people in this space. You go to Porcupine Freedom Festival, we have a lot of people. They are traveling around looking for that exact home, a family, a group that they feel closer to oftentimes more than their biological family. And I like the opportunity to do this without getting on a list or having a permit, or we see the people at this address and where is their banking and where you deliver your credit card bill of the kind of, it's just, we're so managed and so tracked that I'm thinking that if we kind of just look for nature to take its course, and where you get this a lot from, the only place that I've got is science fiction. Robert Heinlein, are you familiar with the science fiction writer Robert Heinlein? Moon's a Harsh Mistress, one of my favorite books, and a bunch of others. But he was really popular in the 60s and 70s, and libertarians are big fans of Heinlein, along with some others, Hogan and L. Neil Smith and such. But Heinlein really, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. No, was that Heinlein? I don't know. Anyway, what they do, a lot of his books, A Stranger in a Strange Land and, Lazarus Long and all this stuff, these different types of living arrangements and line marriages and poly this and, whole kinds of different, how many 15 wives and husbands and community and village of whatever. And it just opens the mind to what is possible depending on what the circumstances are. And this whole multiple kind of, to have the government determine what is and is not legal, and I have a friend that's a police officer, and he cannot divulge that he lives out of wedlock with another woman because he would be fired because he's violating the law. And I'm going, really? Okay, so do I want the government determining what is and is not moral? They're the last people I want to ask. Who you look for moral guidance? Who do you look for moral guidance? Well, that's a question we have in our last segment, right on the edge, that everybody's on the edge of their seat. Was Elisa, I get my moral guidance from you gotta wait and tell us when we come back. Oh, I know you just right now, gotta say it, but you gotta wait. And it's what? Is it a book? Is it a philosophy? Is it a friend? Was it grandma? Everything I need to know I learned in kindergarten. We'll be right back.
When it comes to investing in precious metals, you need a source you can trust who offers you choices and empowers you to maximize your wealth. That's where Roberts & Roberts Brokerage can help. Roberts & Roberts is a trusted name in precious metals. Since 1977, Roberts & Roberts has been providing you with the finest gold and silver bullion, coins, rounds, and bars at genuine and honest prices. They make it easy to invest in precious metals and work with you to suit your investment needs. In addition to offering gold and silver for sale for U.S. dollars, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage is now accepting Bitcoin in exchange for their quality precious metals products. To speak with a professional from Roberts & Roberts about investing in precious metals, call toll-free 800-874-9760. Write this number down, 800-874-9760. Visit Roberts & Roberts online at rrbi.co. That's rrbi.co. On behalf of Roberts & Roberts, here's hoping your day is as good as gold.
This is a national health care alert from the Health Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You could qualify for a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost to you. Get free delivery, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers at no charge to you. So if you're on Medicare and have knee pain, don't wait. You may qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost. Friendly agents are standing by 24/7 to help you. We also have other pain-relieving braces too for your shoulder, ankle, or back. You may be eligible to get these items and more at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Our friendly representatives are standing by now to help you, so please call now. 800-301-2963, 800-301-2963, 800-301-2963, 800-301-2963.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross may be spending the rest of his life in prison. His family is planning to appeal his conviction, but they need your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Ross needs your help now more than ever. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website, fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper, FPP News, at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
You can interact with other LRN listeners in our message board at forum.lrn.fm. That's forum.lrn.fm.
There are those that just want to be left alone, and those that just won't leave them alone. Which one are you? The Ernest Hancock Show.
You know, we're just piece of the easy feeling. We've just been relaxing and such. You know, that's another thing. You know, the entertainment and shows and movies and music and so on. I'm wondering, from someone that's traveled the world, certainly coming from Australia, Lisa Hawk, you know, how that has had an impact on you. I mean, what music do you listen to? What entertainment? What television show? Are you just constantly on Facebook? What are you doing?
I listen to to my conscience. That's how I make all my decisions, Ernest, and that's how we all should. Man or woman can only be ruled by one master. If that master is your conscience, you cannot call yourself a statist. If that master is the state, then you cannot abide by your conscience. So you have to choose, and I chose a long time ago, and everybody else needs to step up and choose and make that choice public. The other thing is, I want to say I listen to everything you've had on this show, and I love the music because the music is so fine. And Ernest, it takes one to know one. I want a 2-hour episode where I can interview you because I want to know how you came to be much worse than me much earlier. Because you must have really suffered coming up through the last, in the 80s, having this kind of mentality. I don't know how you existed, how you didn't implode.
It was really simple. Initially, like a lot of people, you had a problem and you go, okay, well, where's the government department to fix that problem? And you find out that whatever promise they made to help or be there, it was just an excuse to control you more and take more money and they didn't do anything that they promised. It's like a law, the Patriot Act or We Love the Children Act or we're going to give you more stuff Act. I mean, it's always the opposite of whatever they say it is. Oh, it's a peace act. I mean, it used to be the War Department and we were at peace a lot more, and then they call it the Department of Defense, and now we're at war all the time. So I mean, it's just a psyop. And once
Australia is one of those countries which is really good. It's got the best healthcare, and it's just bullshit because it's totally centered around mainstream care. But we're like, we care for everybody. We've got unemployment. It's the best country, but it's still bombing and involved in bombing people in other lands. That any government that's hurting anyone anywhere, attacking anyone, or even using a weapon as threat, or even using the threat of prison as a threat. That's all really wrong human behavior, and that's where I draw the line.
What is the time that you spend alone? It's just like you say, you're just your own mind, I guess you're in. But where do you get your morals from? Let me ask you a question. I want to get that. We asked it at the end. We didn't get an answer, and everybody's going to freaking shoot me if I don't get you to answer it. Is there some philosophy or a book or teachings or anything other than your own?
It's the same teaching everybody gets. It's their heart. You don't need any book. You don't need any person. You can live on the top of a mountain and you're still going to interact with ants and you're still going to tread on some of them accidentally and you're still going to have a relationship with some of them where you become friends. Like all of us, we have our heart. That's all we need. And our hearts have just been so dampened down, and we've had generations of our ancestors, generations upon generations, who've been putting up with external authority. And we've got to stop.
Well, what is it that you see is the greatest threat to us? I mean, is it propaganda? Is it deprivation? I'm sorry?
There's no threat because we're all spirit. This is just a world. In this world, things can kill us. A coconut is more likely to fall on your head than a terrorist attack. This world is dangerous. We all have to die to finish in this world. Nothing can harm us. All we can do is continue on being spirit. There's nothing that can harm us. I don't even care about people who kill and maim and rape and murder because that's what their souls need to do to grow. And I'm not saying they need to learn. I'm just saying we all need to experience. And that I include myself in that. If something unfortunate happens to me, I had to learn that, and on some level it's my soul's choice. Everybody who's in politics, who's in the military, who's in the media, who's in school teaching, everybody's making mistakes and everybody's doing their best and learning and bumbling along as we go. And this idea that we shouldn't have some humans that can control the rest of us is very new to the masses. But right now, because of things like Facebook, it is spreading like wildfire, but it's time. We are, God itself, nature itself wants us to be freed of this 1% of 1% of us that gives these other little minions the right to boss us around with weapons to do what that 1% of 1% of us wants.
One thing that I looked at was that the communication between individuals has bypassed this programming. I mean, they actually call it television and radio programming. I'm going, programming? What was it? We're being programmed. And I'm just going, okay, so now we have the opportunity to just share with each other, but these platforms like Facebook, the man just loves that information. They go, thank you for playing. It's all ours now, and we will, in fact, I'm sorry?
Who cares if the man comes after us and kills us? They can, then they have it on their conscience. It doesn't matter. They have a lot of us to chase, and the more of us that step up and do the right thing, then they have to chase all of us, and we're actually going to be chasing them at some point. Like one day, Robbie Parker from Sandy Hook, Gene Rosen, these people are going to need face transplants one day because people are going to come after these crisis actor, false flag people who thought they were doing something for the good of the all by lying to us, but actually they're going to be found out for what's happened, and then there's not going to be a place safe for people like that. We're going to have to sit them down in a circle and talk to them for a long time.
We're going to explain it to them, And I'm glad that you're there to, help us, just have an example of someone that's freed their spirit. You can always do more, to isolate yourself from the evils of. But you think on this planet and where you've come now that you're kind of an ad? Because some people go, well, what should I don't know, be an ad. What do you mean be an ad? Add to humanity, add to your family, be an ad. Don't be a drain, don't be a burden. Do you consider yourself an ad to this planet, this existence?
I do consider myself an ad to this planet, and that's why I can still ask my parents for money rather than suck cock on the street. Before I left my home and I said to my dad, I have a 3-month ticket, but I want to go for 3 years. I remember my dad saying, well, you won't be able to work overseas and blah, blah, blah. And I literally said to him, Dad, I don't care if I have to suck cock on the street. And I meant it. And it's not that I recommend that, but I tell you, if you're going to go traveling and you say that to your parents before you go, that it will make it easier for them to assist you along the way. But I don't mean that. Literally, I've been a massage therapist for 25 years and I've never had a sexual relation with my patients. But I really do think that I would prefer to be a prostitute than a corporate whore, as the saying goes, and take the money to be in the system and keep the status quo, like all my friends in the comedy world do, like all my friends who take to be a school teacher or a lawyer or a policeman or a government job or whatever. Like they're all upholding what I just can't uphold anymore. So I'll do whatever I have to do. And if it got to that, it's only a dick, and I've done it for free plenty of times. So.
Well, yeah, so I know that a lot of people were disappointed, didn't get a lot of the dick jokes. I'm not looking forward to them now. We'll save that, for after. But but that was your freedom of mind. What it reminds me of is a lot of the conversations and these issues that are brought up in science fiction and a lot of novels, that the moral decisions that people make is to prevent to be moral, to maintain their morality and their independence and their autonomy and the value system that they find to be more important than what society would have on them. And I'm wondering, where that comes from, this moral, you have to live a certain way in a certain time, and after all that, is that to benefit those that want to control us, or is it they're doing something for our benefit as a favor? Where do you think this oppression is coming from?
What get a question? Can you sort of?
Well, there's all these standards that they put on us to how we should live, and I'm going, to what benefit? Usually, it's to benefit the people that's telling you what the standard is. So I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I want to reduce my needs to less and less so that I can I honestly think if you have Wi-Fi in the modern world, you can live anywhere and do anything. And, you don't need a lot of money to be happy. You just need a little space to sleep and some food and some, there's a lot of space and there's a lot of, it's not that hard. But it is hard to sort of go without all the nice things if you're used to them. And if you're stuck in a mortgage or a pattern of paying off a debt, forget it. You're just not going to have freedom, I don't think, because unless, your job is entirely
Well, you get a tiny house and an aquadome and grow some food.
Whatever. I'd rather live in a tent on a beach or a van anywhere than sell out my soul and just sit back in
wrestling
the old
superstar.
reality and pay taxes and vote. I can't go back to that world. I'm sorry, but I just don't want to.
You went over into at the end of the show. We're into the broadcast part, but we still are recording. But did you want to give out, some way that they can contact you on Facebook, your web pages you have, or anything?
Yeah, my Facebook is Alyssa Hawke, and my website is alyssahawke.com.
ELISSAHAWKE.com.
Yes, and there's a link to our retreats, Coco Loco retreats in Puerto Escondido. Coco Loco, sorry. It's over there, and I really believe the right people will find the right people, and it'll all go, and it's all one thing, and it's all controlled by something outside of us. And it's been a pleasure to sit with you, Ernie, because it takes one to know one, and I think if I can be as spirited as you when I'm a little bit older, I'll be doing all right.
I agree. I think we're open to the truth and just want to share it with people and be an example. And I really appreciate you coming on and spending time and sharing your life with us. It's just just to relax. I just wanted to get to know you a little bit better, and hopefully I'll see you again sometime.
And I don't know if I can be a good example. I might be a horrible warning. But I just want everybody else to have the same freedom that I'm choosing for myself.
Yeah, no, that's what I got from you is a lot of times you go to people and you measure them by their influence, their possessions, their this, their that, and I try and look for how self-assured and happy and fulfilled and life enjoying an individual is, and that's what radiated from you and why I wanted to talk to you.
Thank you. Well, you must have got me on a good day, but yeah, I remember just seeing your face lit up my whole night. So you've got it. You've got the same energy.
Thank you very much.
And it's the energy of the joy of life when you're free, when you're pursuing freedom and you're running away from all that crap. It's the energy it's like free energy. You feel energized without even eating because you're doing what's right. There's a certain energy to it.
Thank you for coming on, Alyssa, and us getting to know each other a little bit more, and hopefully we'll cross paths again. Stay in touch, would you please?
Yes, for sure, Ernie.
All right. Thank you. It was nice meeting you. Bye-bye.
You too, babe. Bye.
Peace.